Okay, well, we're working on a Rover 75 2001 model. Doesn't make much difference what model it is, KV6. We're going to be replacing the coils, new spark plugs and new injectors. So to do that, we're going to take the throttle body off, there, that thing over there,
all that.
and the inlet manifold, the VIS, makes it a lot easier to get to the back plugs. Righto, compressor in the background. We've already taken the airbox off, fairly simple. It's just held in by a couple of very strong sucking grommets. Undo the airbox off the main hose going to the throttle body. Take out the battery and battery box. All right, we'll stop there for a sec. Okay, so that's the battery and battery box out. Two 13mm nuts holding the battery clamps on, and then there's four T40 bolts holding the battery box down. Okay, that now gives us access to be able to start removing the throttle body. Looks like a lot of plumbing, but it all goes back in reasonably easily once you've done it a few times. This is not our first time. We've got more troubles with this car, but that's okay. My young mate here has an obsession with cable ties, so we're just getting rid of a few cable ties. But I like to cable tie that nozzle of the inlet of the air boot off, and this car at the moment is having trouble idling first thing in the morning. It's running it starts beautifully, runs for about 30 seconds and then starts to choke or almost run out of fuel, and I'm suspecting it's this throttle idle air inlet idle control valve, which is this fella here. Works off a little magnetically operated, electrically operated screw, which alters the airflow through the throttle body. That's just a side issue. Okay, well, we just removed one of the coil leads here, and I don't know whether you can see in there, but it's fairly corroded. We've got new coils, new plugs, new injectors for this. This car's done about 300,000 Ks, 260, 270,000 Ks, so she needs a little bit of loving care. That's the injector rail there. 1, 2, 3 injectors on this side, 3 on the other, obviously. The coils, and then of course the plugs leading down through these leads. This side's easy, it's the back side that's the problem. All right, well, we're underway. The front 3 coils are out. We've taken this breather hose back out of the throttle body, and we're going to start taking these other hoses off. So that's the idle air control valve. These clips can be a little bit fiddly, but don't pull them out.
can be, they look a bit harder than they can be at times.
Okay, so I'll take the vacuum hose off the brake booster. There it goes into the manifold. This is the VIS motors here. It's a good way to break them off. Alright, I'll do this with two hands. Much easier when you use two hands. The other coupling down here on the other VIS motor. Okay, so got to take this fella off here, which is the vacuum hose to the cruise control. Goes down to the cruise control motor down there. The traction control cable here. No, that's not the traction control cable, that's the throttle cable. This one here is the traction control unit and the traction control cable, which goes down to the throttle body. Righto.
Okay, just unplugging everything off the throttle body and the rest of it. There's these three connectors that just go there, there, and one down there. The one down there's just got a spring push on it. You push that in and that releases it. These have got little clips over the top of them that slip over a lock on it. There's another one here. There's a little vacuum hose there. These are the fuel lines. This is the main fuel line in. This is a breather hose. Now these ones you've got to push in on both sides and pull back. It can be a bit difficult. This one here, you've got to squeeze the metal ring and then slide it off. There's also another one down here. You can see it there. Well, no, you probably can't see it there. There's another one there, and it's the same thing. It's got the metal spring on it.
So that's your cruise control there, and the vacuum hose, as I said, going back to the cruise control vacuum pump.
So you won't just pull that off, so it's out of the way. Now we're just going to take off the cruise control cable. There's a system over here and there.
That's the throttle cable, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's the
Cruise control's here.
the cruise control's there. That's the throttle cable, and this is
Okay, yeah, my mistake, yep.
Right, so this actually just has a plastic grommet sort of thing, plastic thing on it, and then it just slides into a spot, slides into a groove. Then you just take this down and take this out, move the cable out of the way.
Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the throttle cable as well. You can see how it just connects into a connector there, which just pulls out. That's an easy part.
Well, it's supposedly the easy part.
Normally the easy part. And then same deal on here. There's a little tit on the wire which engages. All right, we'll get that off. Okay, so that's off now.
Just put it up out of the way.
Pretty much all the hoses are disconnected, and there's four 10mm or 12mm bolts, tens holding the throttle body onto the inlet manifold,
Just there.
or
there,
the inlet
there,
manifold onto the
there.
onto the inlet chamber. Once you do that, she comes off.
Bob's your uncle, Mary's your...
Right, while we're here, this is just a trap for young players. These vacuum hoses here, they're breather hoses out of the rocker covers. You should always make sure that they're clear, because we've found that this one here in particular,
That one.
blocks up. So
No, that one.
yeah, that one blocks up, and it creates a pressure in the motor. And once you get pressure in the motor inside, you get things like the cam covers, which I don't know whether we can see them down here. Righto, before we have a look at the cam covers, we're just taking these two screws out of this wiring loom at the back of the back of the inlet manifold. So you see down in here, that's the end of the camshaft and the cam covers. We've found these cam covers will actually pop off with a bit too much pressure in the engine, and of course you'll lose all your oil, which we had to one of ours. So that cam cover is down in behind here, and then there's the front cam cover, which is down there, that fella there. This car's actually got a bit of an oil leak at the moment. I suspect it's coming from the power steering somewhere. It's also handy when you're working on any of these to have magnetic bits, because there's nothing worse than dropping a screw down into the motor, especially if you've got your sump tray on. Yeah, that's what we use, just a magnetic bit. Very handy. You'll also notice this boot into the throttle body. This is pretty typical from what I understand. You get a lot of oil comes through here. Some people, I believe, put catch cans on, but that's how it gets all gummed up. Oh, okay. So we just moved the fuel delivery pipe to the front bank out of the way. We're about to take off the chamber. Okay, so with a bit of gentle encouragement, we've now released the front. I don't think we've had the cover off this for a while, because we normally put a bit of rubber grease around these O-rings here.
Oh, I know I haven't had it off. I did it when I did the...
Okay, so we did find, and I don't know whether they've all got it, there was 2 bolts in behind here, which didn't really make life very easy at all. I'll just give Damien a hand, we'll get this off.